Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very special Wednesday edition of Suds News. I am Vinny. This is Angela. And before we even start, I do once again, I know I mentioned it last week when I did that impromptu live video, but I do want to thank everybody for the outpouring of support and love and condolences that you sent for me over the past week or so after losing my father. It's been an emotional roller coaster, which is why I canceled the show last minute last week. And it's been a rough time. So I do want to thank everybody for all the love because you guys are appreciated. And I do love all of you.
And we love you, Vin.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's it's a very hard time. I do want to recommend everybody that if you are able to go out there and become an organ donor. My dad was an organ donor. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but he was an organ donor. I am an organ donor, and it's a very good cause because if you are on death's door, you won't need those organs anyways.
Absolutely.
And you can help somebody else out of there. But thank you, Anya.
One of my favorite bumper stickers said. One of my favorite bumper stickers said, "Don't take your organs to heaven. Heaven knows we need them here."
Yes, exactly. Same thing with your money. You can't take your money with you. You can't take your organs with you. So, but yeah, so it's, definitely go out there if you are. Hey, Chad, welcome. Thank you guys again. But anyways, we are here on Wednesday night, April 2nd. So it's not an April Fool's joke. That was yesterday. But we've got a lot to go over. We've got like 2.5 weeks of General Hospital to go over. I don't know if we'll get to all of it, but we'll definitely hit the high spots and go there. And then tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern time, 2 hours from now, we will be back on with Kim on Gate Crashers again on this very special Wednesday evening edition. And I do want to say thank you for all of the voting in the Soap Stars March Madness tournament for 2025. We are at the Final Four. And what a Final Four it is. On one side of the bracket with the General Hospital / half-hour soaps bracket, we've got Ned Quartermain, who made it all the way through the General Hospital bracket, taking on Bridget Forrester, who dominated the Bold and the Beautiful and the Bay brackets. On the other side, we've got Eva Thomas from Beyond the Gates out of the CBS bracket, who in the championship for the CBS bracket took out Jill Abbott, a big legend in YNR. But Eva Thomas up against
that's
Steve
an upset.
Johnson. Yes, there were quite a number of upsets in this round or in this tournament. But he's taking on Steve Johnson, who has gone all the way in the Days of Our Lives bracket. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring up the bracket now. I don't know if I can necessarily. Let's see. Let me go ahead and see if I can present it. There we go. Am I able to do that? Oh, no. Oh, browser blocked the screen. All right, so let me go ahead and do this. All right. Well, either way, seems to be blocking it somehow. I don't know. There's still time. There's still times where I get a little screwed up. Anyways, yeah. So Ned Quartermain took out in the General Hospital Championship match. Took out Valentine Cassadine, and I have to say in the Bold and Beautiful and the Bay brackets, we had 2 draws in the Sweet 16 tournament, Sweet 16 round. Deacon Sharp and Bill Spencer Jr. went to a draw in that round, in the second round of the Bold bracket, and Sarah Garrett and Tamara Garrett went to a draw in the Bay bracket. So, which meant Bridget Forster and Daniel Garrett went to the Elite Eight round. Steve Johnson handily defeated Brady Black in the Days of Our Lives Championship. And like I said,
as it should be. And I love Brady.
Yeah. But there were a number of upsets in this tournament. And I think maybe next year we might expand it a little better. I think what we're going to try to do, and I'm definitely going to need the help of Angela with this one. I think we're going to try to keep track of who's had some of the best, to make it a little fairer. We're going to keep track of who's had the best stories as we go up to, as we come up to March throughout the year, and actually seed the people. Because, when you've got people in the first round like Brick and Gio's finally getting up there. Brick is hardly on. So, the randomization is cool, but we'll try to do a little bit more of a competition for next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, always evolving. Either way, it's fun. The Final Four tournament matches, the voting is up now, and it goes until Monday. And then on Monday, we'll start the championship for a week. So get your votes out there. Hi, Susan. Welcome to the chat. Anyways, Angela, how have you been? I've been talking this whole time. How have you been?
Crazy busy. I've been crazy, but it's getting better, I hope.
Okay. Well, that's always a good
we're
thing.
Fingers crossed that it's getting better. It's family stuff too. What are you going to do? You're the oldest daughter, I'm the oldest on, the oldest kid left on my mother's side, and with my father, I'm his only one. So, it's just your parents getting up there,
Yeah. Definitely understandable.
It's what it is. But
it is.
You gotta love your family.
Yes.
So they tell me. Just kidding. I adore my family. Even when
exactly.
But everything's good.
Good.
All good, just busy.
Yes. No, trust me, I completely agree and I completely understand. And folks, I do want to let you know we are getting
ready for General Hospital.
Yes. Thank God for our soaps. They're good escapism, and thank God for wrestling as well, because again, it's a great escape. WrestleMania season is upon us. April 19th and 20th in Las Vegas is WrestleMania 41. Main events are currently Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk in a triple threat match, and the second night main event, John Cena against Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. It's going to be a great event. I cannot wait. And we at Chair Shot Media Group, we're going to be doing after shows directly after WrestleMania each night, Saturday and Sunday. So, and I did take that weekend off, not realizing it was Easter weekend. When I put in my request, I said WrestleMania weekend, forgetting it was Easter weekend. But I'm at least working that Saturday morning, so
it's really funny.
Well, yeah, I told my boss the other day. I said, I have to wonder what the people were thinking. Whoever authorizes the days off, and I said, because when I put in for April 19th or April 20th and 21st off, I put it as WrestleMania weekend instead of Easter weekend, which whatever. I didn't even realize it was Easter that weekend. But whatever.
That is really funny. Yeah, we here. So the people that I nanny for are huge anime fans, and every year since like high school, they've worked the big, massive Anime Boston convention.
Oh yeah, the
and
cons.
It is almost always on Easter weekend.
Yep.
No matter when Easter weekend is, it's almost always Easter weekend. This year, of course, they changed it this year weirdly, but it's on Memorial Day weekend this year. But every year I have their kids for Easter weekend because they're at this convention. COVID was the first Easter they spent with their kids, but they're not religious, so whatever, it's not a big deal to them. But it was funny to me that was be Easter weekend.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah.
And by the way, folks, if you want to go out and get some merch, Suds and Squared Circle Media does have merch. You can go to suds-media.com/merch, and it takes you to our Threadless page. You could buy anything from shirts to hats to backpacks to whatever you think you could slap a logo on, including mugs. So we've got mugs. Angela's on her way over to her. Definitely check it out, suds-media.com/merch, and rep our brand. Also, if you are a wrestling fan, you want some cool CM Punk stuff, WrestleMania stuff, or whatever, go to suds-media.com/wrestling merch, because we are an official brand affiliate of the WWE Shop, which is a Fanatics experience. So go over, like I said, to suds-media.com/wrestling merch and get whatever you want. It helps us because we do get a commission on it. All right. Anything else from the news and notes? We are just about a week and a half away from Angela and I going to meet Laura Wright, Finola Hughes, and James Patrick Stewart, and presenting Laura Wright with the Lifetime Achievement Championship belt. Yes, very, very excited. Cannot wait for that. We're going to be presenting Laura Wright with the Lifetime Achievement Championship belt. And, if you do want to donate to help the cause, buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia. Go ahead and donate and let us know what your name is, because your name will go into the thank you card that we're going to give her as well. Just showing her the love from her fan base. So, again, that's buymeacoffee.com/sudsmedia. All right. So let's get started, because we got a lot of General Hospital to go over. Why don't we just start with what our thumbnail is, and that's all about the Quartermain Crypt. And
it was great.
It was. I like it because we're seeing the fallout. We're seeing more story come out of it. But I am truly, I love it. I loved the interaction with Emma and Tracy, and having Trina there this time.
It was, yeah. I absolutely loved Tracy sitting down next to next to Emma, and wrapping her purse.
Yeah.
Because, her purse is just like a chain.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I love that too,
it was
Chad.
So funny. And then the Yuri yelling to her.
Yeah.
Go live.
Oh, Tracy, go live. Go live. Oh, that was
whole
fantastic.
Thing was great. Go limp. That was just, the whole thing was so great and funny. I just adored it. I mean, there's very little Tracy can do that I don't adore.
Yes, exactly. I really feel like Tracy she's been great her entire run, but over the past couple of years, she's been absolutely fantastic. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Let me go ahead and share that YouTube link. I'll share it to the X account. Sure will. Let's see. Have to. Let's see. Yes, I'll go ahead and. Yes. There we go. Let me share that now to X. All right, and it is shared to X. So Jeannie, you can go ahead and get that. It's got the YouTube link for you. But it's been absolutely fantastic. I really liked how the only thing I have to laugh at is, Trina is saying that she's live streaming it, but she was really only recording the video. I mean, if you're looking at the way she was recording it, and then Kai coming, "Oh, I saw your live stream." Like, no, she wasn't live streaming. Come on, we're not that stupid. But I I do like how the
How do you
kind
know
of,
she wasn't live streaming?
because if you look
Why do you
at,
think that she wasn't live streaming?
because it didn't actually have the live logo, the live thing on it. Like when you go live on Twitter, let's say, and you could see there's a thing
Oh,
in the
I
corner.
know, but that's I
I
mean,
know
that's a
it's
soap thing.
semantics.
I know. I know, but they talk on the phone with nothing on.
That's true. Yes, you are right.
She was live streaming their way,
Yes, yes, that's very true.
you know.
Um, how do you feel about the new politician Ezra Boyle?
I think he's fun. I
Yeah.
think he's a lot of fun. Um, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him.
Hmm.
When they first said they were casting him, I'm like, "Oh, this is perfect. Nina needs a man," and the whole politics of it all.
Yep.
But I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we'll see if they keep him around or if it's just short term
Yeah.
or what. But I am intrigued by him. I always love a new character, always.
Yep.
Especially
Yes.
one who's good blood,
Hmm.
you know. So we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think he came in
I'm
well.
into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he really came in well that way.
Hmm.
Drew didn't have to do his dirty work, do his own dirty work. He could actually go do other stuff,
Hmm.
and there's another guy there.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
so they didn't remove the bodies. Susan asked, did they remove the bodies inside? They did not
Yeah.
remove the bodies inside because they're not tearing down the crypt. Monica cut a deal with the land trust,
Hmm.
and traded 5 feet of land or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. She traded an equal. Yeah. My thing is that I mean, there is obviously Drew is. I don't think they're going to undrew Quartermain him, but I think that there's definitely something wrong with him because Oscar is buried in that crypt. His son.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't think he's Shiloh like a lot of people do. Because I think they're going to redeem him,
hmm,
but I think it's a brain tumor or something or the PTSD because Oscar is buried in there.
yeah. There's definitely something there. Like Drew is getting to the point where
Hmm.
he's really going off the deep end with everything. Like he wants to be a Quartermain, but it's just, and don't get me wrong, Quartermains are dirty, Quartermains are sneaky, but you very rarely see someone going off the deep end, that especially dealing with the crypt. Like his father is buried there.
Right. His
You know,
father's buried
Oscar,
in there. And I mean, I know he's never met him. So
right?
there's that. But Oscar he met.
Yeah, exactly.
My God. I mean, his son.
Yeah,
So
and
yeah, yeah.
right. You're right, Susan. Oscar's not buried there. You're right. Oscar's ashes were spread at Mount Kilimanjaro because that's why Drew went.
Right, but he has a
Billy Miller's
plaque.
Drew.
He has a plaque there.
There's a plaque. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. There is a plaque there. Yep. Um,
Yeah.
and
That's
I
what I meant.
also I love the fact that they have the cease and desist and the order that he is now Drew Kane officially and can't use the Quartermain name. Like to have that written out and the way that Diane presented that to Ezra, and then Ezra had to break it to Drew. Just fantastic. Carolyn Hennessy is cinema. Like the way she delivers everything is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. She's so and I loved her little message, and she wanted me to give you a message too. Next time, call her first to
Yes,
Tracy.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everything she does is gold. I'm loving it. I think Drew will eventually get the quartermain back, but for now, I don't hate. I mean, I do feel a little bad for him with the Monica of it all, because she is his mother. She adopted him. She wanted to do that. And, she was the one who he had the biggest bond with. And Monica did more damage to Michael than Drew did. Drew slept with Michael's wife. Yes, I get it. Monica let a traumatized child, Michael, think he had killed AJ when she knew AJ wasn't dead. Michael had like severe trauma from this, and she knew AJ wasn't dead and that she was hiding him.
Wow.
And she just let Michael think that he had killed his father.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Drew's not even, Drew's not even the number 1 or 2 quartermain that had caused Michael pain.
Yeah. Well, AJ himself kidnapped Michael and Morgan, right?
Michael, Morgan, Kristina, and not only he had them kidnapped, but not only that, Michael was made to pose for pictures like he had been shot dead.
Oh my
so the
God.
Pictures could be sent to Carly and Sonny.
Oh man, yeah.
And I love AJ. Sean Kanan's AJ is one of my all-time favorite GH characters, but that was some rank shit.
Wow.
So I'm just saying that Drew's sleeping with his wife in comparison is nothing. But I also love, Drew is he's channeling Edward.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Yeah, it's horrible that, he played the game with the Crypt, but Tracy withheld heart medication from her father when she thought he was having a heart attack and dying because he threatened to cut her out of the will.
The quartermain.
She didn't know that Edward was faking it to test her, but she was going to let that man die. She thought she had.
We almost had a reenactment of that scene earlier this week too.
Oh, I know, with Ava.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But it was just, and that was the father who raised her. Drew has never met any of these people.
Right. No, you're exactly right.
So, yeah, it's just, it's interesting. He's incredibly a quartermain.
So there was a question posed on Twitter earlier today by somebody. Do you prefer Jason or Drew? And I basically flat out said Jason for legacy, Drew for character. Cameron Matheson is knocking it out of the park with his portrayal of Drew. Now that he actually understands that he's a villain, he is, and every villain justifies what they're doing, and they don't lie about it. Like they twist the truth and manipulate, but they put their truth into it and they justify why they're doing the hateful
absolutely things. But did you see today?
Yeah.
Did you watch today? Did you see Jason when Lucas said that Carly didn't take the danger seriously because of all the danger that Sonny and Jason brought to her? And he was offended. You can't possibly think I'm like that guy. But the thing is that on paper, Jason is a hitman and Brennan is law enforcement.
Yes.
So no, Jason, and I say this as, Jason is one half of my, OTP, my ultimate ship, but yes, Jason, you're not like Brennan. You're a bad guy. You're a mobster. And Jason did not like that comparison at all. And it was really funny to me.
Jason just killed somebody in Toronto with his bare hands, not even using a gun. So, Get that.
I'm just saying, I thought I was cackling with how offended he clutching his pearls. How dare you? I was like, are you kidding me? Come on. Be serious now, boy.
Yeah. Oh.
And I like how he said, you're not comparing me to Brennan, not me and Sonny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the shades of gray are out there, and everybody thinks that they're better than the other person. Like, again, Jason's justifying his action because he's a mob enforcer. That's his job.
Right.
Brennan is a WSB agent who is like the mob, only legitimized by the government.
Right. Exactly.
So, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I want to thank the 115 people that are currently tuning in to watch, whether it be on YouTube or X or LinkedIn or Facebook. So we have quite a big array of audience here. All right. So my mother asked me today, why have Laura and Sonny been so buddy over the past week? Are they getting ready to date?
No, I don't think they're getting ready to date. I think that I don't think they're putting Laura. I don't think they're putting Laura and Sonny together. I think that we are nearing the end of Sonny's tenure on General Hospital.
I agree. That's what I
said. And I think that I mean, did you guys see the anniversary episode?
Yeah.
Every woman had a segment. Alexis, Anna, Laura, Carly, propping up that man.
Yeah.
I mean, Laura and Sonny, like, traditionally had a friendly relationship, but they went back and forth because Laura didn't like the danger, but then she was fine with the danger. And then, Lucky got killed and she blamed Sonny and Jason, but then it wasn't their fault. It was the Cassidy, you know what I mean? So she's always gone back and forth, but it's not like Laura has an issue with bad guys. She married Luke.
Right. Exactly.
For years, you know what I mean? For decades. That was, her big love. So, but yeah, I think that they're, setting everything to rights with Sonny with everybody because he's on his way out the door.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's where we're going to. Just the way they've been writing the stories. I mean, Sonny's heart condition and the way that he and Jason were talking that, he doesn't want to have the surgery now. He wants to wait to that. He wants to wait to find out who bombed him and, whatever.
I'm not sure they're going to kill him off.
No, I don't think
I have a feeling that they're going to let him have his happily ever after running off with Brenda for some reason. They'll figure it out. But also when he told Donna a couple weeks, when Carly was sick and he told Donna, we're never going away.
Yeah.
Come on. When somebody says something like that, someone's going away.
Yep, exactly.
And I have a lot of other thoughts about this that I'm not going to share on a podcast, but they have been very well covered in our Zoom chats. And I'm not just talking about the $5 ones that everybody clutches their pearls over. We're in that Zoom every night. So, and every day. And everybody's welcome to join. But yeah, so I think that it's the Goodbye Sonny tour. I think that it's going to be, I had thought November, but now I'm wondering if it's even going to be that far off.
Wow.
Honestly.
Wow. Have you had any rumblings about Vanessa Marcel? Anything about her coming back?
Well, I mean, her and Mo dropped some hints a couple months ago. So because shush.
Dog's on the way in.
Yeah, somebody made a noise downstairs.
Yeah. Exactly.
They I haven't, but they like he was asked yet again about Vanessa being on State of Mind like a month or two ago, and he said it'll happen when the time is right, if you know what I mean. Like, everybody didn't know what that meant. Of course we know what that means. They'll do a state of mind with her when she's about to come on.
Yeah.
And then she was asked recently in her Instagram story, she said, "I'll pop up when you least expect it." So
Yeah.
I think, you know what I mean? I really think that it's going to, and I also think that that's why they've seemed to like take a step back. They haven't done anything with him and Natalia.
Yeah, nothing.
So I don't think that they're over necessarily, but I think that they're slow pedaling them now because, you know, if he was hot and heavy with Natalia and Brenda shows up there, you know, it's weirder.
Yes.
But if it's just a casual thing, then, you know,
yeah,
it's easier for them to have him run off with Brenda.
Exactly.
And I already know how I want it to play out.
Car bomb.
No, well, God, yes,
Take
but
them
no,
both out.
being realistic. Oh God, yes, absolutely. But being realistic, what I want is him to, you know, have the big heart attack and he has his go towards the light moment, although we all know that that light would be flames, red flames beckoning him. Yep. And you know, him hearing Brenda's voice saying, don't leave me, and he chooses not to go towards the light and he wakes up and she's sitting at his bedside.
Yeah. That probably,
I think that would be really, really great. So, well, Chad, I wasn't saying that there wasn't going to be any Sonny and Natalia. I'm just saying that they like had them together all the time and then they kind of, you know, dropped it a little bit. So I just think that they're slow pedaling it now.
Yeah. So I have to say 73% of Twitter users that voted in the poll agree with you that Sonny is a heel instead of a baby face, which I thought was kind of a low number.
I'm surprised that number is so low, quite frankly.
Yeah, it was about 70 something percent if I could find it. Let's see.
But then again, I'm not surprised that number is so low because
74%, 74 to 26%.
I know how many people I think it should be 99.9%, but I also know that he is a very popular character. Me not liking him doesn't mean nobody does.
Right. No,
and I've seen some delusional shit written about that character.
That's the beauty of being able to enjoy soap operas because you can like who you want. And there's no distinct, there are heroes and villains, but then there are people that do go through the line and whatever, you know, back and forth. And they all have their time.
I say it all the time. There is no moral pedestal that any of these characters are on. You know, maybe Lila Quartermain, who was ancient when she came on to the show. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even the good girls, you know, people say that, you know, Liz is a heroine and a good girl. She's had, like, I think one, maybe two less sexual partners than Carly. And Carly's been banging on screen in Port Charles 5 years longer. She's had more Who's the Daddies than Carly. You know what I mean? So even the good aren't that good.
Right. Exactly.
And when they're, you know, when they get older, like, you know, people talk, you know, Monica and da-da-da. Monica did some shady ass shit back in her day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So did Brothers, and so did Bobby. Bobby was great. Bobby, you know, all of these, you know, people who later become matriarchs were all shady as hell. I love people who say that, you know, Carly needs her karma for what she did to Bobby and AJ. And I say, how do you know that Carly wasn't their karma for the shit they pulled before she ever existed on the show?
Right.
Both of them deserved it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Nobody's, you know, everybody has something in their past, you know.
It's a soap opera.
Exactly. Nobody is.
They suck. They'd suck if they weren't shady as hell.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're not watching for, it's just like I tell people, it's not a Hallmark movie.
No, it's not.
It's not over in an
Uh,
hour or two.
yeah, no, I'm enjoying just the way the stories are, and like I said, as we started out with the Quartermain Crypt, Emma chained herself, was the first one to chain herself. Absolutely fantastic, and I like how they're building the layers to Emma's character now.
Yes.
Her scenes with Anna just were fantastic.
Phenomenal. And it's such a great use of history.
It is.
It's a fabulous use of history.
For those of you out there that think that GH doesn't use their history or doesn't remind people, here's your proof.
Exactly. It's when they do something that you're like, but that's not what we saw. They didn't forget.
Right.
They just, soaps change things. But believe me, Corte has a database. Corte knows her shit. She has been there longest. She has been there since the 90s. She knows the history. Sometimes they have to change things because it's storyline dictated, but they don't forget things.
Right.
She doesn't. It's not a matter of forgetting. I mean, there could be little things, but that's just because there's a different script writer every day.
Yeah.
And not everything can possibly be caught, but like the big things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anybody else hoping that Emma's WSB?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if there's a lot more, obviously, the story with the college thing, and that there's an NDA. It makes me, because usually an NDA comes bad when it looks bad on the college, not the person. So her being expelled for having a party is a cover.
Right. Which makes me think that, because she said that they made her sign it or she was going to be arrested, which kind of makes me think that she signed it because she didn't want her cover to be outed.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be completely wrong and it could be going somewhere completely different, but I cannot tell you how much I would love it if she's a WSB agent and they can put her and Joss as partners. Oh my God, that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
And if anybody has not gone to Eden McCoy's Twitter and seen the behind the scenes videos that she posted earlier this week.
Yep.
So most of you probably know they're shooting the nurses' ball right now. They started at the end of last week. They're doing it all this week, and I think at least part of next week. Not everybody will work every day, but on the days they work, it's a 6 a.m. call time, and they're there till about 9 o'clock at night. So there's a lot of downtime in between.
Yep.
And Eden and I can't remember what her name is. Braden? It's Taviana, and the actress who plays Emma. Yep. And they are there's so much funny. In one of them, Eden and the actress who plays Emma are reenacting the Sunny and Claudia birthday scene with Eden.
I was wondering what that was from because
it was so hysterical. And then another was them whose character is more likely to do this than that.
Yeah.
It was I love seeing them have fun like that.
I do too. I and it's like if they weren't having fun, then I could understand the calls for the show to be, looked into or somebody fired or whatever, but they're having fun. They're enjoying the stories. They're enjoying the writing. It's been said on numerous occasions. Now, you hear rumors. Like I said, I don't know from, we're not behind the scenes. Angela has her contacts. I sure as hell don't. But, we're not there. So we can't say one way or the other. All we know is what they give us, the peeks behind the scenes. And I do want to point out that last week, for the first time in 5 weeks, GH actually beat Beyond the Gates in the ratings. The war is on. The daytime war is on. But
yes. Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, Beyond the Gates is great. We watch it every day after we watch our GH live. We talk about GH for a little bit and then watch Beyond the Gates. I like Beyond the Gates, but it is starting to settle down.
Yep.
And I mean, like last week, I think they had somebody having they had a couple having a conversation about what they were going to order at the diner. It happens. They can't go, balls to the wall constantly every day. It's a marathon, not a sprint with a soap opera.
And with the recast news coming out and Maurice Johnson the role of Dr. Ted being recast, that turned some people off. There is a change.org petition, and it was actually shared to me in DM by Maurice Johnson himself. So that leads me to believe that it was not his choice to leave.
Yes.
Which I'm shocked, because I'm enjoying Maurice Johnson as, Dr. Ted Richardson. I think he is performing very well. Obviously, the new guy hasn't started airing yet, but I'm just really shocked, and I would love to know when somebody's able to talk and give us some reason as to why that was done. But it's really crazy to me. They're already, they're about a month in. There's already a recast. There's already people that are complaining. News, big news there. But I'm enjoying Beyond the Gates. I watched it today. I love kind of the stories that they're doing. But we'll get into Beyond the Gates on Gate Crashers in about an hour and a half at 10 o'clock Eastern. So this is for General Hospital. That's what you tune in to this show for. And we saw Kristina. I think Kristina's going off the rails. Like, there's just a lot of junk there right now. Kristina, first she's like not over this whole thing about the babe dying and going after Ava again. It's just amazing to me the way that she's just not getting past it. And don't get me wrong, the loss of a child through any means, you never get past that. But
yeah,
there's no reason to keep digging at Ava, especially when Ava and Sonny came to an agreement regarding custody of Avery. Now, Ava is spiteful, especially with that whole thing with the ballet and taking Avery to the ballet. She, Ava goes to twist the knife a little deeper, but Kristina is getting just too much. Like, especially the way that she goes to Lucky. It should have been Ava. That was supposed to be Ava. Like, what? Why would you say something like that?
Yeah, the thing is that Kristina is the worst parts of both of her parents.
Yes.
She is the worst of Alexis and the worst of Sonny. She's impulsive, doesn't think things through, refuses to take accountability. She is so fixated on blaming Ava because she doesn't want to blame herself.
Right. And she can't accept
and
that it
she also, looks down. She looks down on Ava for doing the same shit her father does.
Yep, exactly.
So, whatever.
I really want, whether it's Sonny or Alexis, I really want them to kind of recognize that Kristina has a mental problem. And whether it's PTSD or bipolar or whatever, they need to get her help.
Yeah, but the thing is that, they never will, though, is the thing. Because this isn't, Kristina, as when she was a teenager, she, was in that the abusive relationship. And she blamed somebody, and she blamed Ethan, said that he was the one who beat her up because she was trying to protect her boyfriend from her father killing him. So she set up a friend to get killed, and they didn't do shit then.
Yeah.
And I understand she was abused, and I get that. But, that was still fucked up.
Seriously, exactly.
And and I mean, I know that people came down on Ava for what Ava said to Kristina, the whole, you're not a mother thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I remember Kristina saying that to her sister not that
Yes,
long ago.
yes, exactly.
And I just couldn't feel bad for her. And I mean, I like Chris, as far as Kristina is a love to hate soap opera character for me, just like Ava is. I love to hate Ava too.
Mm-hmm.
I love Ava when, except when she's going against my girl. But um with Kristina, she is so far out of pocket that,
Yeah.
and she cut the brakes. And she says it was supposed to be Ava. How did she know that Avery wasn't going to be in that car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're exactly
So,
right. And
I'm
it's
just like,
because she's not.
girl,
She
anyway.
just was not. First of all, 95% of the time when you live in a place that has assigned parking, all it has is the apartment number. It doesn't have the name on there. So okay, you're going to
Right.
suspend this.
Especially
Whatever.
because that was supposedly a cheap
Yeah, exactly.
apartment.
A cheap
Yeah.
apartment in upstate New York. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
I think you're right, Donna. I think she did know where Avery was. Avery was with Sonny, I believe. But even still, um, it's still she didn't know. You know, she doesn't. She's off her rocker. Like she's very very impulsive, and that cutting the brakes was impulsive. And then she's like, "Oh, I've got to call Ava to make sure that she doesn't drive," or she's got to stop what's going on. And then
Right.
she comes along the accident, and Lucky comes up to her. Like, that was supposed to be Ava, and like, why would you tell a single soul that?
Right.
It's like, yeah, you fucked up, but like now you're just putting Lucky to the point where if he's questioned,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have plausible deniability.
Yeah.
And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, Lucky will skirt the law at times. Don't get me wrong, but
And
again,
right. And I mean, I feel bad for Lucky because, he was trying to help her before he knew Liz was in the car.
right?
And now he's like, he was shooting daggers at her at the hospital the other day.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
So,
And if Rick dies, because we still don't know if Rick's going to be out of the in the clear anytime soon, because he's in critical condition. He had a neck injury or whatever,
mhm.
and it's like how is she ever going to look at Molly? Look at Molly in the eyes, knowing she caused the accident that potentially could have killed her father.
Yeah.
Because you could see when Molly was getting the information from the doctor, and you could see Kristina like nervous and worried in the background, like, oh shit, I did this.
Mhm.
And I
And
got
and that's the thing, is that it's going to be, because I mean, Liz is basically fine. She broke her
yeah,
leg, but
exactly.
she's okay.
Yeah,
The issue is going to be between Molly and Kristina.
of course. And I'm sorry, Kate Manzi gets a lot of hate online. I don't know why, but she is absolutely, she can't cry. She can't cry act, but she's been doing phenomenal in the role of
Oh,
Kristina.
absolutely. I think she's a great Kristina. I liked Lexi, but I couldn't picture Lexi playing any of this stuff.
No, I couldn't either.
Just like I couldn't picture Haley being able to carry off Molly's stuff either.
No, not at all.
But yeah, Kate can't cry, which is really weird to me because I think she used to be able to on days, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah.
But yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the hate that Kate gets. Um,
It's
it's sad. So yeah, I agree, Melissa. She does a great job with Kristina, and I'm sorry, I like her in this new, more mature, age-wise, more mature Kristina
Yes.
than Lexi.
Yeah. I don't know for sure that Lucky is gonna cover for her completely. I mean, I could see him going to her and saying, "Listen, fess up," or "I'm fessing up for you," or going to Sunny, because they've
Yep.
also established the whole Sunny of it all for Lucky, which I hate, but tracks. It makes sense. But I could also see him telling Liz,
Mm-hmm.
and Liz saying, we shouldn't say anything, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, there's a lot of places this can go. It could
Yeah.
also just be angst for Liz and Lucky. I have no doubt that they survive it, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
Rick and Rebecca are doing an event for GH Fan Club Weekend in August. But they're not putting Liz and Rick back together. I mean, even their event set is called From Exes to Friends.
Yeah.
So,
but I think we're about to get into a time machine, because it's about time that we go.
We're sending you back to the future.
We're going to be going back to today in General Hospital history.
yes.
So I'm going to turn it over to Professor Angela. We're not going to go over all 2.5 weeks that we've been off. We're going to go through, the past week up until, being April 1st, obviously the anniversary of General Hospital. So, Professor, I turn it over to you.
Okay. So we're going to go to March 27th. In 1992, Robert and Anna are presumed dead on March 27th, 1992, in the explosion engineered by Cesar Faison.
How many of the Scorpios have died in explosions? I mean, Robert and Anna, Robin.
All of them.
Yeah.
All. All. Well, Sasha hasn't yet, but she almost did.
Yep.
Sidwell tried, but she hasn't yet.
Yeah.
Then we have, hold on, I put it down. March 28th, 2022, Esme's plan takes fruition and Trina is arrested for the revenge porn of Joss and Cameron.
Yeah.
March 29th, 1984. Blackie Parrish, played by the one and only John Stamos, blamed himself for his manager's death and signed a confession. Or blamed himself for, was Lou his manager or was Lou killed by his manager? I don't know what it was, but he blamed himself for somebody else killing somebody, thought it was his fault, and signed a confession, and he is still in prison, I believe.
And DNA hasn't been able to get him out yet?
No. In 1996, the band All for One performed at Luke's club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In 2017, Ned proposed to Olivia.
Uh-huh.
And in 2023, we had our very emotional Sonia Eddy, Epiphany Johnson
Memorial.
Yeah. March 30th, 1994. Jagger and Karen got married and left Port Charles. That was when Jagger was Italian and brunette.
Yeah. Yep.
And ironically, so in 2005, on March 30th, Lucky and Elizabeth made love for the first time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On March 30th in 2017, Franco proposed to Liz.
Okay.
So, it's a big day for her. Big day. March 31st, 2005, Jason and Sam's Rain Dance, which, it's everybody dances in the rain. I think he had a rain dance with Courtney too, or was theirs a kiss? I don't remember. Anyway, it's important to the Jay Singh fans.
So
I was
Chad just chimed in. Blackie's manager's name was Steffi.
Okay, so Lou killed Steffi.
Okay.
Or no, Steffi killed Lou. His manager killed Lou. And he blamed himself for it. So he confessed. Yeah. Okay. March 31st, 2016, Stephen A. Smith premiered as Brick.
Wow. It was only 2016?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
But that's almost 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
It's hard to, you got to remember it's 2025, which is hard for me to remember.
Yeah, no kidding.
April 1st, the most important anniversary in General Hospital history to all, although I have other ones that are more important to me. But April 1st, 1963, General Hospital debuted on ABC.
Yep. 1963, so that means it's 62 years old.
Yes.
So Shapira put this in the chat that Lucky and Liz did it for the first time in 2000. That's what she had thought. Now, because I know that they had met in the 90s, right?
I know, but they were in high school when they met, and he died before they ever had sex.
Okay.
I thought they didn't have sex for the first time until after she had already been divorced from Rick. She slept with Jacob Lucky?
I honestly, folks, I know that
I don't think he did.
I know Pier 54 is doing their Lucky Port Charles 411. They like a 27-part thing right now. You can probably go back in their archives and they'll be able to point you in the right direction in terms of when they first slept together. It was way before I started watching, so I can't comment on it. So I'm not too sure. So we do have a couple of differing facts, but the thing is that we Chad said that they met in 97, and Shapira thinks it was with Jacob Young.
Was her first love scene with Lucky with Jacob Young? See, I don't know why, but I just thought that she didn't have sex with him until after her marriage to Rick, but I could be wrong.
Well, let's see what AI has.
I know that 2005 was a big one for them. I just don't.
Lucky first make love. Let's see.
No, wait, I guess it was 2000, according to Stuff Over Digest. I don't know why the other place noted 2005 as their big one.
So apparently they got married in 2005. And they first had sex in 2000. So, alrighty.
I stand corrected.
All right, Shapira, you get a gold medal for stumping our professor.
I forgot where we were.
April 1st. Yes. The fact that
when did Helena take Lucky's memory of Liz away? She didn't. I don't think. Did she take his memory of Liz away, or really the feelings behind it? Because he remembered Liz when he came back. It was just she had brainwashed him to push Liz towards Nick.
Yeah. From what I know from the Port Charles 411 Pier 54 is that she only took the feelings of love away from Lucky.
Right.
Like, he was first brainwashed and he didn't remember a lot, but he didn't have the feelings for Elizabeth. But so apparently they made love on August 2nd of 2000. So, hey, you know what? We're still learning here, folks.
Yes.
We're an hour
Yes.
in, got 158 people watching. Thank you
A
so much.
lot of history to remember.
Yes. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notifications bell so that anytime we decide to go live, you get notified. And like our stuff, hit that like button and comment, react to the comments, because it helps with the algorithm and getting us out there in front of more people and bringing more people to the site. But what's been going on at pettyprattle.com?
Well, a lot of revamping.
Okay.
So I did some upgrades to the site, and yeah, a lot of revamping. So yes, hopefully things are calming down with my family. I swear to God, my parents are gonna be the death of me. Just kidding to all the haters. I'm not going anywhere.
That sounds like a Helena line. And I will be getting back to my blog posts soon.
Yes.
It's been, as everybody knows, been rough for me over the past couple of weeks. So I'll be getting back to my blog posts as well. But anyways, we still got a lot of GH to go over.
Yes.
So let's see. We kind of alluded to it earlier. Ava kicking or not helping Sonny when he's having the heart problem in front of her while they're arguing. And
I'm a Sonny hater, so I thought it was great, and it was very in line. It was very true to form for Ava.
It was.
So, I thought it was hysterical. I also liked when Kristina confronted her over it, and she was like, I was in shock.
Yeah.
I didn't know what those pills were, which both very plausible.
Yes, exactly. No,
the man did just try to get her to sell her child. So
yes. Exactly. No,
he's kind of reaping what he sowed there.
I like that. I enjoyed the that whole scene. Like, Sonny's having this problem. He can't get stressed out. He's got to be low key. In his job, he's gonna be getting stressful. Like, this is just such a crazy thing. Like, he's literally a ticking time bomb at this point.
Can you tick a little faster? Just saying, anytime that he wants to,
Even Jason is trying to tell him, like, you're sure you're going to come? What happens if you have an episode while we're confronting the guy? And it's like,
I really thought that that's what was going to happen when I saw that when I saw the spoiler that said their plans were thwarted. I am just like, is that man going to have a heart attack or a heart episode, and Jason's going to run over to him and the bad guy's going to get away? Is that what's going to happen? But, oh my God. Could the man have been less scary sitting in that chair?
Yeah, I know. Seriously. But no, like, now the guy's this. Now it's going to be, longer to get to, who actually did it. And there's a lot of rumors out there that it's going to be Morgan.
See, I think Brennan is behind it. I'm not saying that Morgan's not involved. I think they very much hit us square in the face with an anvil that Morgan is involved. But I think that the big one behind this is Brennan.
Do you think that
I think they've made it clear.
Do you think that Morgan's working for WSB and his death was faked all those years ago?
Quite possibly.
So
it's completely possible that that's true. Now, I can't stop thinking about, I don't know if you remember, but when we talked about what Chris and Dan's original plan for Jason's return was. It involved Morgan. He was missing a finger. He was brainwashed by Jennifer Smith. Susan Moore was involved. And it was a big, huge kerfuffle. And it's what got them fired. But it wasn't them fired. It was what got them taken out. Dan fired and Chris demoted. Well, Chris is back co-head writer again. So I think he's the one who just wanted Morgan back.
Yeah.
And I think he might be getting it. I mean, they really, really slammed us in the face with that anvil with the picture.
Yeah, because they wouldn't show it unless there was actually meaning to it. And Chad Duell, as far as I know, is not coming back anytime soon.
And it wasn't just showing it. They zoomed in, and it was the last shot of a Friday.
Yeah.
The last shot of the show.
Yes.
That's big.
It is.
That means something.
It does. It seriously does mean something.
Yeah.
Like I said, Chad Duell is doing a play now, I think in New York. I think it is like off
they're not in New York until the fall. They're doing a full dress or full costumed and full dress tech show in LA.
Mm-hmm.
And then their plans are off Broadway in the fall. Okay. I don't know how long of a run.
So I mean, either way, he's not coming back anytime soon. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be by the end of the year that he'll be back, if he comes back, or they could recast.
Well, what I would love to see, if they are holding off, because I kind of think that Michael's going to be back for Monica's thing. I really do. I don't know if it's going to be Chad. But my thing too is I'm like, how great would it be if they bring Morgan back, have Morgan get involved with Sasha, not know the baby is Michael's.
Oh.
And then Michael comes back.
Yeah.
That could be some fun. That could be a whole lot of fun.
It definitely could be a whole lot of fun. Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And I think Morgan and Sasha would be good together because, I mean, that would be great. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely good to. I like it because there are questions that we're asking about it. We don't know what's going to happen. It's not so predictable. Where I knew this was going to happen 3 weeks ago or whatever. Don't get me wrong. There are spoilers. There are some things that happen, and we can guess on certain things. But the fact that we're asking what's going to happen is just at the storyline writing is fantastic right now.
It's great. And I mean, I love spoilers. I really love spoilers, but I also love being surprised. And that picture of Michael and Morgan, I was like, oh, it means
David
something.
On Facebook says the picture of Michael and Morgan is deceptive.
Why do you think that, David?
Yeah.
Why do you think it's deceptive?
Go ahead and let us know why you think it's deceptive. And Chad chimes in with, it's just because people saw the pic of Morgan and Michael. Now, if they said it was some guy named the Penguin, I believe it was Morgan.
It wasn't just seeing the pic. It was the pic, the way they showed it.
Yes.
As that very final last shot on the very end of the episode. Yep. That, you know what I mean? That means something.
It does. And because it's the actual images of Chad Duell and Brian Craig, means that they have to get paid for appearing in the episode. Their likeness.
Yeah, they get a royalty kind of thing. Yeah.
So David says he thinks they're teasing us. So
I mean, it's possible. I'm not sure. With the fact that we know Chris wanted to bring Morgan back, that's what really makes me think. We know Chris wanted to bring Morgan back as part of the Jason Returns. It was just the story that they had in mind for it was shit. But he could have come up with a better story with Corte.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you shake it up a bit and you tweak a few things, and you get a better story out of it. So and you know what? It all could play into Sonny's swan song. The fact that he sees that his son, theoretically speaking, he sees his son working with the WSB against him, or Rogue whatever, it
Mhm.
could drive him, into a heart attack or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Morgan could be working with Sidwell. Morgan could be,
Yep.
they could bring him in to be the new mob boss.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things they could do with it. And yeah.
It all depends
And
on
then it would be Morgan versus Dante. If Morgan was the new mob boss, it would be brother
yeah.
versus brother. There's a lot of storyline possibility with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Brennan.
So Brennan and Carly are getting closer, and Brennan is showing a lot of his true colors as well.
Well, I mean, I think Brennan really does have feelings for Carly. I just think it's at war with his job. I don't think he planned on, actually falling for her, but he has.
Yeah.
I think that Brennan is definitely going to end up being the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that they made it clear that he is the one behind the bombing. I don't know if anybody saw the WSB lie detector scenes with Joss, but they said, what would you do if you were face to face with the person responsible for the bombing or whatever, whatever they asked her. And they went from the lines on the line detector and they panned up past Vaughn and there's Jack. It's Jack.
Yes, exactly. So Jeannie posted this a little while ago. I'm wondering that Vaughn could be Brennan's son.
I think that's a very good possibility too. I think the same thing. I'm also wondering if Vaughn is Brennan's son with Anna. But I think he's definitely Brennan's son, and that's why he wouldn't tell Joss about anything about Brennan and how he came to be in the WSB.
Yep.
And I know that people think that when Vaughn was talking about the woman who was his mentor, that he was talking about Anna, but I don't think so, because he was saying that she was much older. So while she may have not been great physically, her mind was really sharp. To this day, Anna could kick that boy's ass. So if he's talking about Anna like that, she's gonna kick his ass. He wasn't talking about Anna there. It was somebody else that we might see. She probably will, just because.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely going to expand the WSB more.
Which would be good. I like having that balance of power, and for too long they haven't had so much balance in terms of mob to good guys, and the BCPD are just bumbling idiots.
The timeline of his birth would be, because the actor is mid-30s. He's going to be 36 this year, and he had originally auditioned for Chase. Anna was gone. The 7 years that Anna was presumed dead, she doesn't have most of her memories from that time.
Right, they were implanted into Alex.
Right, and that's why she thought that she could be Peter's mother, because she didn't remember it.
Yep.
So she could be this, she worked with Brennan in the WSB.
Yeah.
Going way back. So he'd be younger than Robin, who's in her 40s.
Yeah.
But older than Emma. So 30s would put him, around the same age as Brooklyn and all. I think that he'd be in his 30s around that age, and it would line up with how the General Hospital timeline has gone since then.
Right.
So
yeah, it's definitely a possibility, and it's so good to see him and Joss getting closer together.
I like that too. I'm just not sure that he's going to be her love interest.
No, I don't see a love interest. I see more of, they're going to be friends. They're going to, she's going to have a mentor-mentee relationship with him.
Yep.
And I do love how they just chose out of the blue Easter Island. That's where she had to go visit last minute for a studying abroad or something. You know, she couldn't say goodbye to her friends. She couldn't say goodbye to her family.
Just real quick, gotta go right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the plane is fueled up. We're leaving in 10 minutes. So let's go. But I'm enjoying it. Like, again, there's a lot of hate online for Jocelyn joining the WSB.
I think it's great.
Like it. It's a new thing, and it's the dynamic between Carly and Joss is going to change because, you know, Joss usually doesn't lie to her mother, and now she's going to have to. And oh my God, when Carly finds out that Jack is having Jocelyn train for the WSB, there's going to be hell to pay for Mama Bill.
My God. And not only that, but told, you know, I mean, he basically threatened Joss that she couldn't tell her mother. You know, Carly is going to be furious that not only did Brennan not tell her, but made sure that her daughter, Carly is going to, but I think, you know, I think that it's just going to, I think it's all going to come out at once. You know, I think that it'll be the bombing, and that not only did he watch her kill Cyrus, he was outside, saw Cyrus come back out and get the axe and go back in, and didn't know that Joss had a gun. I mean, I don't know that will ever come out, because Carly will rip the man limb from limb with her bare hands. I mean, he manipulated that entire situation. He put Joss in that cabin to begin with.
I seem to think that Cyrus is being held captive by the WSB. I don't think he's dead.
It's totally possible. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever, because, you know, Brennan is the one who said he was dead. You know what I mean? It's totally possible that he's alive. And I know that Joss checked too, but you also have to remember Liz and Finn both checked Peter, and they're medical professionals. And he wasn't actually dead.
And put him into a freezer.
Put him into a freezer.
But it's, I really think, and I hope so, because I don't want to lose Jeff Kober for good. You know, I know he's off, you know, he's out of the show right now and they have the character off, but I really hope he's being held by the WSB and he'll be back at some point, because they need a good recurring villain.
They do, but the fact that he killed, the only reason I think that he might not come back is because that he killed Sam, he killed, you know what I mean? I'm not sure that they can rationalize that Jason or Alexis wouldn't kill him.
True.
Is the thing. That's my thing about that, is that I'm not sure. But I think his body's definitely going to turn back up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's
over. They haven't said a damn thing about him. You know, it's like in the past couple of weeks, it's just, they haven't talked about him being missing, being gone. You know, it was all like,
well, Jason the PCPD are assuming he's dead. And Jason thinks he's dead too, because he's like, it's definitely a professional that left the cabin like that. So they just think he's dead. So it's like, whatever. They don't really care that much. But I don't think it's over. And I mean, Brennan kept her clothes. He kept the phone. You know, I think that I also think that they're going to use Brennan being the bad guy to clear Valentin. I don't think James Patrick Stewart is gone.
Yeah, he's gone for now. But
you're right. I don't think, but I think we see him sooner than later. And I think that he'll be redeemed. I think it'll be that Brennan was the bad guy and he's going to be redeemed. I mean, you also have to remember, you know, both Jason and Felicia are screaming from the hilltops that Brennan's a bad guy.
Yes, exactly.
Felicia called Anna in a panic when she saw Carly and Brennan having dinner, because she wanted Anna's help breaking them up.
Exactly.
And Felicia and Jason traditionally are the seers on the canvas. If they say something, it's, you know, they are the ones who are always right about people. Always. So
Sarah asks this: what do you guys think is going to happen at the nurses' ball?
I don't know. I had thought that they were going to kick off sweeps with the nurses' ball. but they're not doing it until the 20th. So that seems like they're like kind of winding, it's going to be towards the, they're winding up sweeps with it. So, I mean, I think the Geo secret's going to come out.
Yep.
I think Nina and Drew's secret could come out.
Yep.
Brennan could be exposed to Carly.
Uh-huh. I have a feeling something's going to happen with Sidwell. They wouldn't. Mm-hmm. So yesterday's episode, for those of you who didn't watch it, it was the anniversary episode. It had nothing to do with storyline. It was literally
standalone episode, not in the timeline. That doesn't mean, somebody said, does that mean the cardiac wing doesn't exist? It does exist. It's just yesterday's episode was not right now in GH time. Right. It was before or after, just around the same time, but not the same. They weren't just ignoring the people that were hurt in the crash.
Yeah, exactly.
That wasn't when this was happening.
Right. Or, I mean, neither Rick nor Elizabeth were, there. So they were in their rooms.
Right.
Apparently it was nice to see Amy and Deanna and, and everything. And it was actually such a great scene. And I made the comment on Twitter, it was so Lucy, but so tacky that the end of the episode takes the spotlight completely off Monica and on herself about the nurse's ball and Sidwell coming in to fund the entire thing.
Right. It was totally Lucy. And I saw a lot of people upset. They were like, this was a horrible tribute to Leslie Charles. This was written and planned when Leslie was still alive, and they were hoping to have her there for it. I think it would have been different. They had to change things, obviously, because she wasn't. So I think it would have been a little different. But this is not Leslie Charleston's tribute. This was a tribute to the character of Monica with the cardiac wing to a point. But this was about the anniversary of the show. That's what it was intended to be. So we have... there was a bunch of articles around the anniversary, and in one of them they said that they're going to be dealing with Monica's death this summer.
Yeah.
Which is what I figured, because they want to focus on that.
Yes.
They wouldn't want to do something like that like they did with Leslie, with Lucy in Leslie Charleston's actual memorial stuff. So, and there's so much else going on, and they don't want to detract from honoring Leslie.
Right.
That's why they waited
that's why it's like I knew that I figured at some point, because they've been bringing up Monica a lot lately, and Monica's the one that signed the contract with the the land trust and everything, and she's doing so much. Obviously off screen, but she's doing so much now that they're winding down the character's arc and everything. And, the fact that Tracy made the comment that's why I wanted to keep all the kids around to kind of keep Monica up in spirits and everything. But, she's too sick to be here today. And, it's kind of like the very, very preliminary start to everything as they ramp up the end of the character.
Yeah.
But I think that there's going to be something big come out with Sidwell. With the nurse's ball. I want to assume that Blaze comes back for the nurse's ball.
See, I'm not sure that the Sidwell stuff is going to come out that soon. I think they might save, because I think they want to keep Sidwell around for a while as a villain. I think that they could drag Sidwell out until November.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe later. I think that people are going to find out that it could come out that him and Natalia were married.
Mm-hmm.
Or that Marco is his son.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So,
and I want, it's like, obviously the fact that it's a performance-based event, Nurse's Ball, I would think Blaze would fit right in, especially the fact that they're kind of expanding her family. Like, even if you're not going to do anything with Kristina and Blaze, although that would be great to pick up as well.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that she needs to be there. But of course, I'm not on the payroll at GH. But the fact that Eva LaRue posted that picture with, both actors.
Not only that, she took it down within a couple hours. So she was told to.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's gone. I screen captured it because I screen capture everything that I see like that. But she took it down. It's not there.
Wow. Okay, so
Shapira, I have no doubt that they'll do Monica's tribute justice. I mean, look at what a beautiful job they did with Bobby's.
Yeah,
I mean, it was and Epiphanies. They especially with them taking their time with it. It's So I have no doubt that they'll do it justice. And I like that they're not just cramming it in with other things.
Yeah. I like that they're not they're
that
not rushing it.
Yeah.
They're taking. I have a cat that's up on near my computer. What are you doing up there? You don't belong up there.
Being a cat.
Oh. Yeah. Anyways.
We're running out of time and we haven't talked about my Jarly.
All right, well, let's get to it.
Did you see that man running into that hospital? I mean, it's like he gets the call at the Quartermains and he starts running down the hall and then he runs into General Hospital out of breath and frantic. Like he's all, and I'm like, did he run all the way from the mansion? Was this like a Forrest Gump thing?
Yeah, right.
And he didn't call Sonny.
Nope.
Because Sonny got told by Brett. I was just like, oh my God. He was frantic and he was like out of breath.
Yep.
And he told her that he was so worried that he wasn't going to get there in time. Oh my God. And then the hands with them, even when Sonny walked in. And her and Sonny had the nice moment too, but it was very much friendly exes.
It was, yes.
Jason, that was a whole different thing. And then the scene when he told her that he would kill Brennan.
Mm-hmm. And
that man is still in love with her.
Oh, of course.
He is jealous as hell about Brennan. And then today, I make no secret about how I feel about the Jason and Liz thing. And even most of their fans. Not all of you. Just some of you. I won't even say most because I don't know most of their friends. Just a select few.
Yep.
But today, when he went into that hospital and Lucas was like, are you here to see Liz? She's in the X-ray.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll visit her later. I'll check in on her later. I'm here to talk to you. It's about Carly. I was just like, that man.
Oh, and
when he was threatening, and he wasn't trying to scare her with what he was saying about Brennan. And he was like holding her hand and with one hand and running his finger over. I'm like, was that scripted or was that just Steve being weird there? I was just like that. And then Laura writes Carly's just like, and then even after he let her hand go, she's just holding her hand up like, what the hell was that? And he wasn't saying it in a threatening manner to her. He wasn't trying to scare her. It was just, oh my God.
He's just basically telling her how much he cares about her.
Yeah.
And if anything happens, he will kill for her.
Right. Oh God, Shapira, they are finally setting up the people who should be together. And it's so glorious. It is so. I have been a fan of the ship since May 6th, 1996, when they first laid eyes on each other at Jake's. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if all of you know this, but the very first episode, this was back when General Hospital used to be able to afford to license real music.
Yeah.
How foretelling was this? Jason walks into Jake's and he sees Carly, who didn't know who she was, dancing in front of the jukebox. Mm-hmm. And the song that was playing on the jukebox in that scene was I'm the Only One by Melissa Etheridge.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
my God, if I could ever ask somebody, that was there in the writing room and stuff like back then, is who made that decision? Who makes the decision for that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Who made that call? Because could anything have been more fortuitous than that? If like foretelling than that?
Oh, yeah.
My God. And here we are 29 years later. And they are the only ones for each other as far as anything they will do. And anybody saying that Carly betrayed Jason by telling Brennan about his threat, Jason threatened Brennan.
Right to his face.
Jason didn't want that hidden. He wants Brennan to know that.
Yeah.
Carly didn't betray Jason. And what, is Brennan going to arrest him and Carly's going to testify? Oh, come on, people, knock it off. Stop.
No.
Stop it.
No. There's a lot that's going on, and Carly has to. Carly's with Jack right now. I mean, today they were in bed together for the day, and they spent so much time in bed. It's just amazing to me how they're going to set this up. Like, Jason is obviously jealous of Jack, and you can see it.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, I've seen also a lot of people saying that about how Carly's being so stupid and this is going to blow up in her face. But the thing is that on paper, there's nothing wrong with Brennan.
No.
The WSB is law enforcement. Robert was WSB.
Yep.
Anna and her good guy, the WSB is law enforcement. They're supposed to be the good guys. And Brennan has done nothing. Brennan has been like crazy there. I mean, Carly doesn't know that Brennan got her clear of the FBI charges, but she knows about what he did for Michael, getting Michael into the burn clinic and sending, I mean, she knows that he committed international crimes to save Jason for her.
Yep.
And gave the information for Jason to go rescue Lucky. And Carly doesn't know about the bad stuff with Brennan. She doesn't know that he was the head of Pikeman.
Nope.
She doesn't know about any of that stuff.
And she doesn't know that he could have been the one that's behind Michael sitting in the clinic.
Exactly. And she said to Jason, you need to, you're going to say something like that. And he's like, I'm just saying, I don't know that he didn't do it. Carly's not being stupid other than not listening to Jason. Well, Jason, how many times has he told her to get back together with Sonny? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I love Charlie, but, Carly's got reason to be like, yeah, you're a little bit not the best barometer here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, I am so excited for all this. And then today, I mean, that man took a tour around town talking about her today too.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely fantastic. And I like how they're setting it up. They're playing the long game. And this is a very uncharacteristic time for Jason. Like, when he came back, I am so glad. He's been back for over a year now, and when he came back, I said it as a Jason fan, I want it to be something different. And you know what? He has been. He's been a dad. He's been, somebody who's trying to stay away from the mob stuff. Granted, he's still doing it, but he wants to have an exit plan, and he's showing vulnerability. Jason never showed any vulnerability in the past.
And not only that, like, it also, like, when he was talking to Lucas today, he was like, I know how to protect her from mob danger. I don't know about this.
Right.
And that's really throwing him for a loop. The idea of not being able to protect Carly is not something he can deal with. It's just not. Exactly. And it's interesting to me. And Jason is
rivalry, like you said. Jason is a mob enforcer. Brennan is WSB.
Yes. And spoiler alert for anybody who doesn't know, anybody who saw the promo this past Monday, Jason's talking to somebody all teary-eyed.
Uh-huh.
He's in Carly's kitchen. Charlie fans sussed that one out. Like immediately as soon as the promo was up, we were like, wait a minute, that's Carly's kitchen. And it is. So on Friday, Jason and Carly navigate their differences. And apparently he's going to be all teary-eyed to do it. So I'm very excited.
Wow, that's impressive. Well, folks, we're going to be back in about 25 minutes to talk about Beyond the Gates. So we got to take some time to reset, get some tea to make sure that our vocal cords are set for more talk.
Anya, I love you. Anya's always got her eyes on the prize, baby. Always.
I see that. I am intrigued with a lot of the posts on Twix. So
yes,
thank you for being one of our greatest fans, out there. But
well,
yeah,
she's
folks,
my fiance, so
well that's right. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Eric Bischoff once put in the HLA and Monday Night Raw, and I'm all for it. So, anyways, folks, we're going to be back in less than a half hour with Gate Crashers. Kim will be joining us. We'll be talking all about Beyond the Gates. Anyways, Angela, where can everybody find you? Online?
They can find me at Petty Prado. They can find me on Twitter. We had some great Twitter spaces last Friday and Saturday night, and then we did some Zooms. We are doing the Twitter spaces again. So follow me on Twitter and you will see my spaces. We're going to do them Friday and probably Saturday night. We'll see about Saturday night because this Saturday night would be fine. So we're going to be talking GH for hours and hours. It was crazy this weekend.
Awesome.
I tapped out of the Zooms at like 2:30 in the morning and they just all kept going.
Wow.
So
I had to work, so I couldn't even be there.
Yeah, you don't get to have fun with us. Sorry.
No, not all the time. But folks, as always, you can catch me on Twitter at Vinny Suds or at Suds Media. Same thing on Facebook at Vinny Suds or on YouTube at Suds-Media. And like I said, we'll be back in less than a half hour with Gate Crashers. We're talking all about Beyond the Gates. And you can catch that. And, like I said, in a half hour, we'll be talking all about the drama that's going on between Bill and Naomi as they go to court, as they prepare to go to court. And like I said,
and we'll talk about why Danny has to love herself more.
Yes, she really does. She really, truly does. And just all that and so much more. So we'll be right back on many of these same networks and channels.
Yes.
If you're not going to watch Gate Crashers and you want to catch the lowdown with Jesse B and John from Chairshot Sports, that'll be on a lot of the other Chairshot Sport networks. So, folks, thank you for tuning in. 192 people currently watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, get notified, interact. Help with the algorithm no matter where you're watching. But, folks, we'll be back lickety split with Gate Crashers. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.